If you've noticed your plants struggling despite watering and fertilizing, it's time to confront a hard truth. Your soil may be dying. Compacted, nutrient-depleted and biologically inactive soil that can't sustain life leads to weak crops, stunted growth and, honestly, frustration for any farmer or backyard gardener. But the good news is that there's a simple transformative fix, a type of mulch that can bring even the most exhausted soil back to life fast. In just days, it begins to stimulate microbial activity, improve water retention and restore structure, turning barren beds into thriving, living soil. For the first minute, think of this as a life-saving intervention for your land. You're not just covering soil, you're feeding it, protecting it, and reigniting the processes that make soil fertile in the first place. This method is practical, affordable, and really it's rooted in centuries of observation by traditional farmers. Mulch does more than just cover soil. It revives it from within. Mulch isn't merely a cosmetic layer or a way to prevent weeds. When chosen carefully, it feeds the soil directly. Organic mulches like straw, shredded leaves or grass clippings decompose over time, releasing nutrients and organic matter into the soil. The mulch acts as a sponge, holding moisture, buffering temperature extremes and creating a habitat for beneficial microbes and earthworms. These organisms are critical. They aerate the soil, break down organic matter and transform it into humus, the lifeblood of fertile land. To apply this, spread a 3 to 5 inch layer of fresh organic mulch over your beds. Avoid compacting it. A loose, fluffy layer allows air and water to penetrate. In my experience, within a few days, earthworms begin to emerge and the soil beneath starts to feel looser and more friable. It stimulates microbial activity that dead soil desperately needs. Dead soil is barren because it lacks a thriving microbial ecosystem. Mulch feeds these microorganisms, providing sugars, cellulose and nitrogen that bacteria and fungi consume. As these microbes break down the mulch, they excrete compounds that further enrich the soil. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle. Microbes flourish, soil structure improves, and nutrients become more available to plants. Practically, you can enhance this effect by occasionally sprinkling a thin layer of compost or green plant residues under the mulch. This jump-starts microbial activity and accelerates the decomposition process. I often use a combination of leaf litter and kitchen scraps under a straw mulch, and, well, within a week I notice soil colour darkening. A clear sign that life is returning. It improves water retention and prevents soil from baking. One of the biggest killers of soil is moisture loss. Without water, microbes die, plant roots dry out, and the soil hardens. Mulch acts as a natural barrier, reducing evaporation and keeping the soil consistently damp. In hot climates, or during dry spells, this can make the difference between thriving crops and withering plants. A practical step is to water your beds lightly before applying mulch. This ensures the soil underneath is hydrated and ready to benefit from the slow-release moisture retention provided by the mulch. Over the next few weeks, just monitor soil moisture. You'll likely notice that beds require less frequent watering, saving both time and resources. It rebuilds soil structure in a way fertilizers alone cannot. Fertilizers, well, they supply nutrients, but they don't restore the soil's physical structure. Compacted, lifeless soil struggles to support root growth and honestly retains water rather poorly. Organic mulch encourages earthworm activity, which naturally aerates the soil and creates channels for water and roots to penetrate. Over time, this transforms dense clay-heavy soil into a crumbly, friable medium that plants just love. To apply this method, you'll want to maintain a continuous mulch layer and avoid tilling aggressively. The natural decomposition process, combined with worm activity, will improve soil texture gradually. This hands-off approach is much gentler than turning the soil repeatedly, which, as you might know, can disrupt microbial life. For maximum results, apply mulch when the soil is moist and temperatures are moderate. This allows microbial life to establish quickly and, prevents the mulch from drying out before it can begin decomposing. Regularly check soil moisture, worm activity, and plant health. If soil appears dry or compacted in patches, just add a thin layer of mulch or a light watering. I found that refreshing the mulch every few weeks, especially after heavy rain or wind, keeps the ecosystem active and prevents nutrient loss. Observing these small details ensures that your soil revival efforts are sustained and long-lasting. Using this one mulch fix, barren and dying soil can be transformed into a thriving, living medium that supports robust plant growth. The method is simple. Provide organic material, allow it to feed microbes, retain moisture, and encourage earthworms to aerate and enrich the soil. Within days, the change is visible. Darker, crumbly soil, active worms, and plants that grow with renewed vigor. If you found this guide on reviving dying soil with mulch valuable, subscribe to Husbandry, share it with fellow gardeners and farmers, and stay tuned for more practical, science-backed methods that restore soil fertility, boost crop yields, and make your land truly sustainable. The health of your soil is the foundation of every harvest. Start feeding it the right way today.